Good morning, children. Welcome to social class. So, in social, we are learning the 17th block, which is the desert region. And in this, we have learned the location of the desert regions all over the world, the climate of the desert region, and also the people of Arabian desert. Isn't it, children? So, in the third topic, we are going to learn the vegetation and wildlife of desert region. Okay, vegetation is nothing but the plants. Okay, in your content book, you can find the glossary meaning of the vegetation, which is plants that are found in an area. Okay, so please open your social content books, children, and turn to page number 108. 108. Okay, and also animals we are going to learn in the page number 109. 109. So first let's learn about the vegetation, the plants that we found in the desert region, that is page number 108. Okay, so in this region the main plants are short, that is small, and they are thorny, that means they are spines on that plants. Okay, they are small bushes, thorny bushes. Okay, so there are many plants in this region like palm trees, cactus plant, acacia, baobab. All these plants are found in this desert region. Okay, so see, when we learned about the plants, we learned that the leaves store the water, isn't it, children? Yes, but in the desert region, the water is stored in the stems. Can you see the picture, children? How the stems are thick? Okay, those thick stems of these plants store the water. Why? Because if the leaves store the water, they might get evaporated due to the sun's heat. The climate is very hot because of the sun's heat, isn't it? So, to avoid that evaporation, these plants store the water in the stem. And also, if you see, the leaves are like thorns. Can you see? So if you see the leaves in our area, in cities and villages, they will be broad, isn't it, children? Small, but they'll be broad. Yes, but here in desert region you can see the leaves are thin, like thorns, like spines. Okay, why? Because whatever they store, the food or the water, the animals will be eating the plants, the leaves, isn't it? That means these plants will lose their food as well as the water they stored, isn't it? To avoid that, they grow spines on them so that the animals will not come and eat those leaves or those plants. Okay, so because of the weather condition, the hotness in that region, the trees have adapted themselves to survive in that region, to survive for the scarcity of water. In deserts the water is very scarce, very less in amount, isn't it? So they have adapted themselves so that they can withstand in that climatic condition. Okay, that means the water is stored in the stem and the leaves are like thorns which prevents the animals coming nearer to those plants. Okay, and for some plants they even grow very long roots so that the roots reach to the point inside the ground so that they can observe the underwater. Okay, the water which is very deep down in that land, the roots grow that long and observe that from there. Okay, so in this way the vegetation, the plants of desert region have adapted themselves to survive in that hot climate and survive for the scarcity of water. Okay, so this is about the vegetation of the desert region, the plants that grow in the desert region. Okay, now look at to page number 109, the animals you can see. So in the picture you can see different animals, isn't it, children? So these all animals are found in different deserts, but most common animals that are found in this desert region are rats, camels, some kinds of snakes, foxes, hedgehogs. All these animals are very common, but in spite of those four or five animals, we can see other animals also. Okay, the cats, the scorpions, all these, the cheetah also, the crocodile also. Okay, the crocodile will be very near to oasis, because oasis crocodile need water and as well as the land, isn't it? So it will be near to oasis. So in that way, the animals, these animals we can find in different desert region. And how do you think they survive in that hot climate? It's that most of these animals stay inside. They either stay underground during the day, or they stay inside their homes during the day. Okay, they come out at the night when the climate is cool. Okay, so in during the day they protect themselves from the heat, and they stay inside or under the ground. At night they come out, they search for their food, and by the daytime they go back to their underground or inside their homes. Okay, children. And we all know that camel is the ship of the desert. And how do you think that camel is called as, is known as ship of the desert? How do it survive in that region? Because it can survive without water for days. Okay, once it drank the water, and it can survive without water for days. Okay, that means the camel had adapted this feature so that it can survive without water for some days. Okay, and its feet also, it has the padded feet, which helps it to move on the land, to walk on the sand, sorry, on the sand. Why? Because on the sand, if you place your foot will be moving inside. Isn't it, children? It gets inserted into the sand. But if you see the camel's feet are so padded that it can stand on the sand. So this padded feet of camels helps it to walk on the sand, to travel in the sand. And also its body, its legs are very tall, very long, very tall, that its body is away from the heated ground. Okay, so in that way also, the its leg also helps the its body to move away from the hot land. Okay, and its eyelids, okay, it eyelids protects its eyes from the sandstorm. Even though there is a sandstone near, which is little far, but it can withstand that, it can protect its eyes with the eyelids. Okay, and also it has strong jaws that helps it to eat the thorny bushes and cactus. Even though these plants have the thorns, these camel's jaws are so strong that it can eat the thorns easily, thorny bushes and cactus. Okay, so in this way also, the animals in the desert region have adapted themselves to survive in that region. Okay, so it might be vegetation, the plants that grow in the desert region, or the animals. It's about the adaptations they made to survive in the region. Okay, as we have learned about Bedouin tribe in Arabian desert, they also adapted themselves so that they can sustain in that desert region. They move from one place to another. They take the help of skin of dead animals or canvas cloth, and they started living in a tent made of these things, so that it will be easy for them to move from one place to another in search of food and water, isn't it, children? So the people, it might be animals or the plants, they have adapted themselves to survive in that region. Okay, and nowadays we have learned that people are doing farming, which requires less water, so that they can settle down near the oasis, isn't it, children? That also they have been adapting that feature also. Or sometimes some people are moving to cities in search of new jobs and new houses, isn't it? So everyone in that region adapt themselves to survive in that region. Okay, and if you see the, did you know, children, the word Bedouin is from Arabian word which is known as Badawi, which means wanderer, nomad. That means the people who move from one place to another. And also, this in turn also comes from another word which is called Badia, which means plain or desert. So desert, the word Arabian word to refer desert is Badia, and nomad, the wanderer, the people who move from one place to another are called Badwi. So together we can say that Bedouin means nomads who live in desert. Okay, so this is your did you know children. So for this topic I have given few keywords in your daily schedule. Please learn them and write it in your classwork, and please do read the content book 108 and 109, the topic vegetation and wildlife, and underline the keywords. Okay, coming to your question answers. What type of plants are found in the desert? How do they adapt themselves to suit the climate? So, what are the different plants that we found in the desert region? Cactus, baobab, palm trees, thorn trees are found in the desert. The plants store the water in the stem to stop the water from evaporation, and also the leaves of the most plants are thin and like pointed thorns, which protects them from animals that try to eat these leaves. Some of these plants have long roots so that they can grow and absorb the deep underground water. So these are the different ways which the plants have adapted so that it can survive in that region. Please write this answer in your classwork and please learn it, children. Coming to your next question, how does animals adapt itself in the desert? The same way, the camel can survive without water for many days. Just now we have discussed it, isn't it, children? And it can able to walk on the sand with its padded feet, and its eyelids protects it from sandstorm. And it has strong jaws which helps them to eat the thorny bushes. Okay, so write these two answers and please learn it, children. Coming to your homework, complete the volume book 3, page number 7 and 8, children. 7 and 8 both are one topic only, which is S3, plants and animals of the desert. Okay, complete this, children. And with this we have completed with our block. So in the next class I'll meet you with the new block, children. So see you in the next class. Bye.